Finding problems? That's easy. They exist in every community. I'm Terry Springs, your host. We're looking deeper, and we are talking solutions, finding out how we all can make a difference. Today on Talking Solutions, we are already laughing here in the studio because now old friends, this is the third visit for Derrick Felder from Lutheran Social Services in Nevada. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back. I love it.
Are you comfortable? Do you know the place by now?
Oh, yeah. I feel like a member of the staff already.
Good. I don't think that we've ever shared with people in our previous conversations that you actually came out of the military. So you have been of service to people. Have we thanked you properly for your service?
Oh, yes. I enjoyed the time I spent in the military. I was a Marine for 12 and a half years, but still am a Marine, just not active duty. And I enjoy the humanitarian part of the work. And I guess it transfers over to doing nonprofit work as well.
That's the beautiful thing. Now you've moved on to serving people in a different way with Lutheran Social Services Nevada.
Yes. I really enjoy the work that I'm doing now because I get to see the direct impact it has on people's lives. And it's so important to help build our community back to a point where it was strong. And I'm not a native, but I feel like wherever I land, that's where I need to make an impact.
You make it home. How long have you been here?
A little over 10 years.
You're getting close to calling yourself a local.
Yeah. Hopefully I can hang that title around my neck pretty soon.
You have jumped in nice and deep to helping the community, which is just great. Other times when we've talked about Lutheran Social Services in Nevada, I know that we first met talking about the new Empowerment Center. I'd love to refresh the minds of people who maybe didn't hear about this because I think the Empowerment Center is very exciting. It's got to do with jobs and training and resumes and preparation and all kinds of stuff. How are things going with the Empowerment Center?
It's going beautifully. We've decided that we have to get to the root cause of poverty or why people are hungry. And that is, if they don't have income, we're trying to eliminate that barrier. If we can train them in a sense of learning how to do Microsoft Word or basically opening an email. A lot of people are not computer literate, unfortunately. We get them through all those steps, then we make them marketable more than what they were before. So they can go out there and compete in the job market.
So if somebody was looking for work or needed some help in feeling comfortable in working with Microsoft Word or maybe getting their resume prepared?
Yes, that's our main goal, to really help them develop their resume because they may have some skills that they don't know, that they've never put on a resume before, that will help draw out and put it on a resume so they can send it out there and hopefully obtain a job.
A lot of times people seem to have also a problem with things like their driver's license, their birth certificate, some kind of ID, work cards.
Another main barrier for people getting back on their feet, because if you don't have your ID, Nevada ID, you can't receive benefits, you can't get a job, you can barely get a place to stay. Without that ID, you're really crippled. So we provide that service to help people get back on the grid and be able to get their benefits, hopefully land a job, and hopefully get a place to stay as well.
And until you're in that situation, you don't really think about it. The fact that an ID, something that simple, could keep you from getting a job or moving on, going upward.
We take it for granted knowing that we have our driver's license or ID. So we go about our daily lives and we'll flash it when it's required. But for a person that doesn't have it, it's like someone putting a big weight on their chest. They can't remove it. And without that, they stay in that spiral that they're in. We try to provide a little hope by helping them get that ID. A lot of times we have to go with the birth certificate first. We get them from all states. We even done a few out of country, which was very interesting. But once we get them in and we can get that person their DMV voucher, you really see their spirit kind of change in a sense of, okay, I'm going to be a person again. Someone can identify who I am.
Isn't it funny how something like that could so validate you?
Yes. And it's so strong in the community that if you don't have an ID, you can't do anything. And it really provides a barrier to other services like other food pantries. Because if you come to Lutheran Social Services of Nevada, we will let you obtain services under the alias that you provide, but we'll help you get your ID. There are some places you don't have an ID, you can't receive anything. And it's very upsetting.
Talk about your basics.
Yes.
That's amazing. I know that Lutheran Social Services of Nevada, and by the way, we're talking with Derrick Felder, Director of Marketing and Development for LSSN. You guys have so many different services that you provide. I've heard a lot about your food pantry because it's kind of different.
Our food pantry is a client choice food pantry. It's set up like a supermarket. If you go walk into any convenience store or supermarket, you're going to see the same thing at LSSN. We have meat refrigerators, dairy, fresh produce, canned goods, and dry goods. And the best thing about our food pantry is clients choose what they want. We don't prepare any boxes. We found that eliminates waste by at least 31% for us if we let our clients choose what they would like.
Did I see on your website a little grocery cart to actually go shopping just like you're in a store?
Yes. The ideal way for our clients to be able to receive the food that they want is to give them a cart, tell them, hey, this is what's on special today. Even though everything's free, we may have extras of certain items. So we'll say, hey, take as much as you want.
Manager special. That's what I usually see in the grocery store. Yes. This is what we need to get out of here today. If you could help us with that, that would be great. In a moment, we're going to talk about the new program that you are adding for Lutheran Social Services in Nevada. Nevada, but I know I'm not getting everything. You have more than the Empowerment Center and all of the things related to setting up and achieving that job status that everybody really wants, and the food pantry. What else do you have going on?
We provide SNAP assistance, so individuals that may not have food stamps, we will help them fill out the application and we will deliver it to welfare ourselves, so they don't have to go down there and wait in the long lines and waste a half a day, if not a whole day. We take that stress off of them. They'll still have to do the phone interview, but at least they can go about and take care of other things that they need to without having to worry about that aspect.
SNAP assistance is what people used to call food stamps.
Yeah.
It's a program that I'm quite familiar with through working with 3 Square Food Bank, which I know provides a lot of the food that you are able to distribute. But with 3 Square here a year or so ago, we did the Week on SNAP. For anybody who thinks that this is some big, fat, rich program, it is not. It is basics. It is needs. Last time I checked, it was giving people a little less than $20 a week as far as food. You just go out to any place and get yourself a meal or two, and you find out that $20 bill does not go very far.
Yeah, it doesn't stretch too far, and we try to do is educate our clients that come through our food pantry, because a lot of people, when they receive their SNAP at the beginning of the month, they will go and shop and they'll buy everything that they need or want at that time. Then we see the rush near the 3rd to 4th week of the month because benefits have run out. So we started educating the clients, come shop at our pantry first, see what you can get, because trust me, we have some nice meats there, rack of ribs, tri-tip roast, various big items. They're able to select those items, go home, and then use their SNAP as a supplement to what they got from the food pantry.
You know what that phrase is, Derrick? There's too much month at the end of the money?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people do live that. Also, I know that we've talked about some of these services that you provide related to the food pantry and educational things, nutrition-wise, food, recipes. So on those manager's special kind of items that we were talking about here a minute ago, the things that you may have extra of at the food pantry, would that be the kind of thing where you'd set up and go, hey, here's a recipe idea that you can use those food items for?
Yes. Our nutrition education program is definitely up and running. It's kind of like a little Iron Chef competition for our volunteers. They don't go out to a grocery store and buy food. The challenge is to use food from the pantry to prepare a nice, nutritious meal and then provide it to the clients that are waiting to go shop. And so clients get to kind of taste it and see if they like it. If they like it, they get the recipe, and so they can walk right into the pantry and pick up everything that was on that recipe as well.
You know, at the store, like even at Sam's Club or Costco, the most popular area is all of the tasting areas. You can hardly get through there because people are there. Oh, I want to try that. Sure, yeah, I'd love a taste. You've got the same thing on a smaller scale at Lutheran Social Services in Nevada.
Yes, and they actually get to come into a kitchen that was designed for this purpose. It seats about 8 to 10 people, and they get to sit down and watch the person prepare this and also interact with the volunteer that day. So they may have an idea of how to spice it up, make it more nutritious, or they may have their own recipe that they want to donate and have someone try it as well. It's very interactive.
Those are the best shows on TV, just an opinion. So you got all these great programs.
Yes.
You also have a new senior food program. Is that what I'm hearing?
We have the Heart of the City Senior Meal Program, which is provided by the state for funding from the ADSD. We really want to help seniors get out and socialize, but also provide them a nice, nutritious meal in an environment that they feel comfortable. We partner with one of our churches, Reformation Lutheran Church, located at 580 East St. Louis. They have been phenomenal with the support for this program. They opened up their dining hall, which can seat right around 200, and we've been providing nice meals, a good environment, and we're seeing the numbers start to grow.
Besides kids being very vulnerable when it comes to food needs, seniors are also a population amongst us who are very frequently not thought of. They're forgotten in a lot of cases, but they have needs.
Yes, they do. One of the reasons why Lutheran Social Services wanted to do this program is we see our seniors that normally come and shop with us at our food pantry and that attend our nutrition education class. We get to know a little bit about them. We understand that a lot of them are on fixed incomes, and if you have to choose between rent, utilities, and food, a lot of times they'll choose to go without food to be able to have a place to stay and power in their apartment or their home. So this meal here is kind of a little pick-me-up in a sense. They can come worries-free. If they're 60 and older, they can eat for free. It's a suggested donation of $3, but they don't have to pay it if they don't have it. But they can definitely come in, sit down, and have a nice meal. If they're one of the unlucky or lucky ones to be 59 and younger, it is a $5 donation. And trust me, you get a lot of food for $5. It's better than going to a local fast food place.
And I would imagine it's also healthier.
Oh, yes. We follow the USDA guidelines. I should say our friends at the Culinary Academy follow the USDA guidelines because we've partnered with them and they provide all the meals delivered hot and fresh right to our location.
Ooh, so they're doing the cooking.
Yes, and we just serve it right out.
Nice. How often do you do do these senior Heart of the City meals?
Monday through Friday, and it's from 2:30 to 3:30. We normally have people show up about 1:30, 1:45, but there's plenty of seating and plenty of food.
Air conditioning, comfortable.
Oh, yes.
Other people to talk to, do some visiting.
Yes, and I've learned so much from some of the guests that attend the lunch program. It's amazing some of the history that you hear from some of the seniors. And you also get to find out that sometimes this is the only time they get to socialize. So if nobody's there to listen to those stories, to be able to pass those stories on, we lose part of our history.
Absolutely. Now, the Heart of the City Senior Lunch Program, is this only for a limited time? Is it only going on for a few months? Or are you at this point seeing how well it goes over so that you guys could carry it on?
Actually, we just submitted the renewal grant, so hopefully we'll get a word back from that. But we look at this program as being a program that's going to be ongoing with future expansion to other locations as well. And so this is going to be a part of our regular services that we provide to the community.
I know one couple, he is over 60, so he would get in for the $3 or less if you didn't have it available for the lunch. And the spouse, she's under 59 and a half, so she certainly could come along. They could have a lunch together. They could spend time there. She would pay the $5 donation, which is still a great deal for one of these very nutritious lunches.
Oh, yes. And the menu, we'll never see the same thing twice in 1 month. And we have that posted at our website, www.lssnv.org. And we should have our new menu up for the month of August, but it's one where the food is so good. August 17th, I believe they're going to have shrimp primavera.
Ooh.
And that's kind of my favorite. So I will definitely be there for that day.
That would be tomorrow. I'm ready for that. LSSNV.org. We'll give that to you a couple more times because you may be wondering about the Heart of the City Senior Meal Program, or you may be thinking about checking into the Empowerment Center, or maybe finding out about the food pantry, or any of the many things that you have going on.
Yes. We're also looking at in the future doing some more what we call our open air markets, which is kind of a free farmers market that we do. We're going to be doing 2 in the coming months, September and October, in the North Las Vegas area as part of the Choice Neighborhood Grant. So we're looking to actually take about 25 to maybe 30,000 pounds of food out to each location and distribute during those days.
The idea of a satellite farmers market in an area that doesn't normally have that selection of food items, that's a big deal.
Yes, and it really makes an impact. Once again, you're looking at individuals that may have low income to no income, and to be able to provide them good, nutritious food versus what they may get at a fast food place. We're really just trying to implement a healthy eating option for them. So if they come out, they pick up a couple of good items, at least we can say, okay, we planted that seed. Now let's see where it goes in the future.
Nice idea. Derrick Felder is the Marketing and Development Director for the Lutheran Social Services of Nevada. Derrick, who are the people who come to you for help? I mean, who's eligible for coming to Lutheran Social Services in Nevada and getting assistance in whatever area?
The easiest part about getting services with us, if you have a need. We don't look at income unless you're looking for rental or utility assistance, because there are federal guidelines we have to follow when distributing that money. But if you're looking for a birth certificate ID, food pantry, employment center, nutrition education, those programs are free to everyone. So if you have no income or if you're making 6 figures a year, you're welcome to come in and take part of those services.
You can find out about those services at the website, lssnv.org. Got a lot of information on there. Do you have any special events coming up in the future? Anything off on the horizon?
Actually, August 27th, we will be doing a open air market at our location located at 73 Spectrum Boulevard. This is in partnership with 3 Square, who's partnering also with USDA to be able to provide the food that we're going to be giving out. It's kind of short notice, so we're trying to get the word out there that we're going to have a lot of good food available for everyone. All you need to do is bring your ID. If you don't have an ID, come on through anyhow. We'll try to set you up an appointment to get your ID while you get some food.
Get food, get an ID. Maybe when you get the ID, you can get a job.
Yes, it's a one-stop shop.
It kind of is. Derrick, who is it with Lutheran Social Services of Nevada who comes up with the idea for these additional programs? Where do these services originate?
Believe it or not, we have a very small team. There's only 10 of us on staff, and 5 of us, 6 of us is probably right around the management side. We sit down and we listen to our caseworkers who actually work with the clients, and the clients tell us, hey, this is what I need. This is the kind of service I need. And if we don't have that service, then we look at, okay, how can we provide that service? Is there a grant funding, or is there volunteers that can provide that service? So we really explore what our clients want, and we try to base our program on those needs and develop it as we go. And that's kind of how we started with our senior meal program, is we knew seniors needed a nutritious meal and a socialization. We decided, well, let's give it a shot. We designed it, and now it's been running since February, and the numbers are just steadily growing, and we hope to really reach right around 50 to 75 people at that location before we expand to another location.
Plans in the future, if all goes well.
Oh, yes. That's the key.
That's a wonderful thing. Well, you guys are involved in so much. I've heard you mention a couple of grants, but how do you cover the costs for the services? Because you've got so many things that you're doing for people.
A lot is based on the federal grants that we receive or the state grants, but private donations also help us as well. So individuals that want to really help this program, if they can donate to the programs or any of our services that we provide, they can actually do that online at www.lssnv.org. You'll see that blue donate button. Just click on that and select how much you would like to donate.
Do you have affiliations? I know you said that the senior meal program actually is headquartered out of one of the Lutheran churches.
As an old friend used to tell me, we don't check Lutheran cards at the door. Anyone can come through, and we've actually partnered with St. Thomas More Catholic Church for food drives. So we work with a lot of the churches in the Valley, Grace Presbyterian Church, Mountain View Lutheran Church. There's a lot of different churches that we work with for different type programs, and a lot of times they get their youth groups to come out and help, or they'll donate food, even monetary assistance as well.
Donations always good.
Oh, yes.
You mentioned youth coming out to help, volunteer. Do you need volunteers?
Yes, we're always in need of volunteers, really to help us with our food pantry, our senior meal program as well. But the senior meal program, they must have a health card to be able to serve food, because when clients or our seniors come in, they just sit down at a table and we bring the food to them. They don't have to walk through a buffet type line. They come in, sit down and relax, and we serve them.
Just like a restaurant.
Yes, beautiful, wonderful food. I love the menus.
Culinary Academy that you work with?
Yes.
So these are people who are going through training to do it as a career, obviously have a huge interest in food and preparing meals. I love doing different recipes, and I would imagine they go crazy on that.
Oh, yes. I've seen some things on the menu that I make it a point to try to go there and visit, and just to see how it looks. I'll even pay my $5, sit down and eat just to see how it tastes. It's all about getting to know the people you're there with and also having a good meal, because honestly, for $5, you will get full.
That's a great dining deal. All right, so Heart of the City is actually designed for seniors, making sure that they get food and good nutrition in a wonderful surrounding, getting to socialize. You can't get that kind of price anywhere else.
Oh, yeah.
From free to $5 at the other end.
It's a wonderful time for everyone to come out, seniors especially, and just enjoy that environment. It also helps us provide almost like a welfare check, especially with the summers being it's so hot. If we see one of our seniors, they're there normally every day of the week, and then all of a sudden we don't see them, we can give them a little phone call to make sure that they're okay. Just check up on them and make sure that they're going to come back and visit us again.
Always a good idea. Seniors need to be checked up on. If they're not doing their normal routine, you want to know why.
Yes, it's so important. Like I said, with the Vegas heat, and a lot of them either walking or catching a bus, we don't want anything to happen to them, so we want to check on them every once in a while.
Getting involved with the senior meal program, which is new with Lutheran Social Services in Nevada. Derrick, how do people do it? I mean, do you just show up unannounced? Do you make a reservation? Do you get on the website if you can?
The best thing about it, you show up at 580 East St. Louis. You'll see the dining hall. We have a little sandwich shop sign out front, and it points you right to where the dining hall is. Just walk in. There's a quick little registration form you have to fill out. Take about maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and then one of the greeters there will seat you at a table, and then our servers will bring the food right out.
Think about this. Maybe you have a friend, a neighbor, a family member who is a senior, and you say, this would be a great idea. We could go out to lunch together with your 18-year-old granddaughter, or with your niece, or with your neighbor. They will pay $5 because they're not 60 or older, but the senior and their guest get a great meal from the Culinary Academy.
Oh, yes. And like I said, the meals are so amazing. And I do know they have chicken cacciatore on the menu this month as well.
You've been checking out the menu.
I kind of scan it every once in a while. I was like, oh, yeah, this day, that day, and this day, I'm going.
Planning to be there on these days. And what did you tell me you're going to have tomorrow? Is it something with shrimp? Did you mention?
Shrimp primavera. It's going to be so good. I already see it.
Go and check out Heart of the City. Make sure you have a senior. They're going to get full benefit. If they have the financial need, they'll get that incredible meal for free. If they can pay a $3 donation, that's still a killer deal, right?
Yes.
And if you're with them and you are not 60 or older, you can pay the whole big $5. That is still a killer deal.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, it's really like a Starbucks coffee, but you're going to get a whole meal for that $5.
That's true. Do you have a little tip jar sitting there like they do?
Actually, we do have a little suggestion box where you can drop your donations in if you really want to.
And it goes back to the program.
Yeah, it goes right back into into the program to buy even more food for more seniors.
Totally different. Lutheran Social Services of Nevada is the people that we're talking with today. Specifically, Derrick Felder, the Marketing and Development Director. Derrick, this is your third time in here because you guys have so much stuff going on.
We're going to have a few more things coming down the pipes here in the future as well.
You watch.
We really want to try to provide as many services as we can to the community, and not only provide the services, but provide thorough case management to go with those services to make sure that the person that's in need gets exactly what they need at the time they need it.
Because you're listening to find out what people's needs are.
Yes, that is so crucial. Instead of someone saying, okay, this is what you need to do, or this is what you need, we take that information in from the client and then say, okay, this is the service that we provide, and we see if we can match it up. Now, if we don't have a service that we provide there, we do have community partners that we can refer them out to that we know will take care of the client once we send them over.
So the key is, if you have a need, there's a good chance that Lutheran Social Services of Nevada can help you with that need. Employment, training, resumes, things like your driver's license, birth certificate, work cards. I've heard you've done bus passes to get people around in the past.
Yes, we have. And that is so important because if you're a person that doesn't have income and you're trying to get to a job interview and you're running around town, if you're trying to walk, it's going to take you forever. So when we have the funding, we'll provide clients with those bus passes so they can get there, one less stress they have to worry about. That way they can focus on that interview or be able to get to another location and get a service that we referred them out to. It's so important to have that transportation aspect in there. You eliminate the stress, and they don't have to drag this over several days. Like, oh, okay, I got to visit LSSN today. I got to visit Catholic Charities tomorrow. They can get it done in one day.
You can help in so many ways. I've got this mental picture going on. You're talking about somebody, unfortunately, having the need to walk to a job interview in the Las Vegas heat in the summer. Ooh. I don't know about you. I'm not going to look real good by the time I get there.
That's the tough part right there. If you have to walk from your house to a potential job interview, the interviewer might look at you a little different if you come in soaking wet and, looking hot in a sense. So having that bus pass, at least they can stay cool for a little while and hopefully nail that job interview when they get there.
You want to look hot in the right way.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. Man, if you think about the job interview, I've been walking in from the heat. I'm just kind of, I can see it in my mind. First impressions are so important.
Yes.
I mean, I would imagine that the visual that person gets of you is going to tell them one thing. I don't think they're going to search deep into their mind and say, this person must really want this job if they walked here in the heat. Chances are the first impression where you just didn't look so great when you walked in is going to be the one that really sticks.
Oh, yes. It'll be right there every time they see that person's name or think about what candidate should they pick. They're going to see that visual image. So being nice, cool, and calm once you get there is the key. And hopefully that bus pass helps them out a little.
Lutheran Social Services of Nevada can help with so many things. If you have a need when it comes to getting jobs, educating yourself on computers, the Empowerment Center, if you want to see it, it's still on the website, I bet.
Oh, yes, it is.
I've seen some great website pictures.
Yes, and we're constantly uploading pictures from all the events that we're doing. We're going to have some new pictures coming up very soon from our senior meal program because we really want to try to get that word out there. So they'll get to see the facility and some of the good food that comes through there as well.
You should take a look. LSSNV.org. LSSNV.org. That's Lutheran Social Services of Nevada. They've got the Empowerment Center, the food pantry, different outreach programs. I heard you mention rent and utility assistance in some cases. If you have a need, Lutheran Social Services of Nevada is going to do everything they can to help you feel that need. And this new senior meal program, Heart of the City, this sounds kind of neat. Culinary Academy people are making these meals.
Oh, yes.
And you can get them for just a song, just such a tiny cost, if anything.
And it's amazing that this program is out there because there are some other senior meal programs around the valley, some private funded, but the main ones is one in Henderson and one in North Las Vegas. So Las Vegas hasn't had a state funded senior meal program. We can say we're the first to provide one in Las Vegas with state funding. And it's so important because, like I said, seniors with low income that also need that socialization can come out. And as we identify areas where our seniors are residing, we're going to try to partner with agencies or locations around that area to provide another meal site there so we can kind of get them out and get them back into the world in a sense.
Sounds good. Shrimp Primavera tomorrow? Heart of the City meal program. You could do it tomorrow. What time do they show up and where?
2:30 to 3:30. Meals will be served, and they can show up at 580 East St. Louis. It's Reformation Lutheran Church. You can't miss the sandwich shop sign out front. Just come right in that little breezeway, and we'll get you taken care of.
I would love nothing more than for you guys to have a full house for lunch tomorrow. People who hear us talking about this on Talking Solutions, take advantage of this. What a great service.
Yes, it's an opportunity really to just come out and bring a senior with you. And we're actually trying to look at incentives that if you bring a friend, we try to enter you into a raffle that we'll do at the end of the week. So the more friends you bring, the more names that go into the raffle bin. So it's a good chance to really provide that unity for our seniors and also help bridge the gap between the younger generation and the seniors as well.
Let's all get together for some great lunch. Tomorrow sounds super. It is Heart of the City, the senior lunch program for meals. You guys have so much going on. I would suggest log on, check out the website. There is so much there and maybe something that could help you specifically. It is lssnv.org, lssnv.org. Derrick, this is why you come back. I love this because you guys always have something new to offer the community.
We love being here, Terry.